It's with immense pride that we call upon our very beloved chief guest, Reverend Dr. Roy Palatty CMI, to share his thoughts with us and to ignite and inspire us. Father, please.
Dear respected Father Paul, the manager, Reverend Father Anthony, the director, Father Tosi, the administrator, Julie Chaco, the headmistress, Isabella, vice captain, Aditya, the captain, and Mrs. Preeti George, the principal. Dear parents, children, and my dear friends, I'm extremely delighted to be here on this joyful occasion of the annual day celebration of this prestigious institution, JEEVASS CMI Central School. Thank you for your kind and gracious words of welcome. When I was invited for this great celebration, I reflected on what message I should share with such an audience. As at least some of you must know, I reach out to people of different categories, people of different socio and political backgrounds. As I reaching out to the people, especially the parents and the children, one of the frequent concern parents share with me is their children don't understand their language. It is not the Malayalam or English language I'm talking about, but in some way, people fail to communicate each other. The parents speak one language, whereas the children don't get it. Why this gap come? You know, my friends, many a time, we tend to think that, and most of us assume that others want to be loved in the same way we want to be loved. And most of our parents tend to think that their children are like them. But it is not necessarily be true. Sometimes your children may be totally different from what you are right now. So you fail to communicate with your children. In this short and brief sharing, let me ask you two very short, but I find it's a very profound question. The first question, do you love your children? Dear parents, yes or no? Please say yes. Obviously, most of you would agree that you all love your children. That's why you do everything possible to make your child's life brilliant. You found one of the most prestigious institutions in the city, and you do everything possible, spending finance, mobilizing all the resources, everything you do for making your child's life brilliant. But the second question is this: do you think that you convey your love in the way your children can understand? I say it again. The first question is, do you love your children? We are all on the same page. We all obviously say, we all love your children. Do you convey your love in the way that your children can understand? Sometimes we scratch our head, we pause for a while, and we fail to understand that we fail to convey the love that children want to be understood. Why this gap come? Most likely, the love language of the children may be different from the love language of the parents. I recently happened to read an incredible title by great American author, Dr. Gary Chapman. He speaks about 5 love languages. We all are expected to use these 5 love languages when we interact with our children. The first love language, words of affirmation. Number 1. Number 2, physical touch. Number 3, quality of time. Number 4, sharing of gifts. And number 5, acts of service. I say it again. Many a time, parents fail to communicate with their children primarily because they fail to understand the primary love language of their children. Listen. Number 1, affirmation, words of affirmation. Some children are begging for words of affirmation. Another category of our children, they don't mind whether you say words of affirmation or not. They always look for physical touch, embracing, kissing, hugging. And some other people, they look for parents' quality time. They wanted to be listened to. They wanted to make sure that their parents are there next to them and listening to them. And some other children, they look for gifts, sharing of gifts. And few other categories of our children, they look for act of service. But one parent may wonder, Father, how can I recognize that one quality or one thing is better than that of the other for my child? How should I identify my child's love language is this over the other? A simple technique may work. For example, your child says, keep on saying, oh mom, I love you. Oh mom, you are so pretty. Oh dad, you are so handsome. It simply means that your child's love language is words of affirmation. നിങ്ങളുടെ കുഞ്ഞ് ആഗ്രഹിക്കുന്നത് കൺഗ്രാജുലേഷന് വേണ്ടിയിട്ടാണ്, വേർഡ്സ് ഓഫ് അഫർമേഷൻ. എപ്പോഴും ആ കൊച്ചിനോട് പറയണം, കൊച്ചെ നീ ചെയ്തിരിക്കുന്നത് നന്നായിരിക്കുന്നു, ബ്രില്യൻ്റ് ആയിരിക്കുന്നു, മനോഹരമായിരിക്കുന്നു. വേർഡ്സ് ഓഫ് അഫർമേഷനാണ് ആ കൊച്ച് ആഗ്രഹിക്കുന്നത്. There may be other category of children. They wanted to be alone. After they get back to their home, they wanted to spend time alone. They don't want to interact with their parents. They eat a lot, they work a lot, but at the same time, they wanted to be alone. What does it mean? It's a sign that your child's love language is physical touch. Many of our children wanted to be embraced of. You know, I have a friend here in this area. His name is Faisal. Faisal say, Father, I don't know what I'm doing everything possible for my child's life to be great, but my child doesn't get it. Why it's so? Later, Faisal realized that Faisal's teenage child's love language is embracing. You know, in our Malayali culture, we have a kind of a taboo that parents, especially fathers, don't frequently kiss or hug their teenage girl. Mind you, in our culture, people are thirsting for love, thirsting to be loved of. Everywhere in the public media, in the secular media, they now and then they find people are being kissed, hugged off. But when they get back to their home, they don't find it. See, Faisal later found that his teenage girls' love language is not word of affirmation, not acts of service, not sharing of gifts, but hugging, kissing. Later, Faisal shared with me like a testimony that, Father, now it's clicked. As I started to hug my child, kiss my child understood that she is loved by his loving Papa, loving Dad. So, as I conclude this brief sharing, dear parents, dear friends, love language has got huge impact in the lives of our children as and when you identify their love language. Recently, I have done a kind of huge research on what our children hate the most. What the children hate the most. I don't know if you have some guess. You are pretty away from me, so I don't want to ask you directly that question. In my research, I found that especially children born and raised up in India, especially in the Kerala culture, the children hate the most is comparison. Comparison. They don't want to be compared of. You are not supposed to compare your child's talents and caliber with the caliber and the talents of your neighbor's child, because every child is so unique. As we are marching towards the new year 2026 and Christmas is already around the corner, I have two suggestions. Number one, identify the love language of your child. You will make the destiny of your child's life totally different than you used to thought of. Number two, avoid, totally neglect comparison. You will find how things are beautifully come to your life. Wishing you Merry Christmas. Have a wonderful and a blessed New Year. Thank you.